This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, health authorities confirm New Zealand has its second case of COVID-19 novel coronavirus. Around 200 Year 5 and 6 girls from hosted Dunedin schools took part in a have a go day at sports. And darts players from Blenheim to Bluff took part in the South Island Championships in Romaru. Kia ora, good evening. I'm Daryl Baser. The Director General of Health, Dr. Ashley Blomfeld, says a second case of coronavirus has been confirmed in New Zealand. Health authorities gave their latest update on COVID-19 to reporters in Wellington. New Zealand has its second case of COVID-19 or novel coronavirus, prompting a raft of actions from the Ministry of Health.
This morning I convened a teleconference with all the District Health Board Chief Executives and asked them to ensure that they were working with their aged residential care providers in their area and including them in their planning for any further responses to COVID-19. So they are also part of the planning.
The patient is a woman in her 30s who was on Air New Zealand flight NZ0283 on February 25th from Singapore to Auckland. Capital and Coast District Health Board Infection Services Clinical Leader Michelle Baum says health boards from around the country are ready should novel coronavirus appear in their area.
But all DHBs have been preparing for the last several weeks. Ours has been meeting, have had a watch group that's been meeting a couple of times a week already and in close communication with DHBs within our region. And trying to formulate a coordinated response.
The new COVID-19 patient travelled from northern Italy and is now self-isolating with her partner. Public health staff will be contacting everyone from that flight. And the Ministry of Health says contact tracing is underway. The Southern District Health Board advises anyone with concerns about the virus to call Healthline before going to see their GP. In Dunedin, The South Today. A group of terminally ill Southlanders enjoyed a fun day out at Tiratonga Park yesterday as part of the Race for Life event. The event gave 80 hospice patients an adrenaline-packed day of activities, ranging from racing in Ferraris to riding in a helicopter. The last time Gil Isherwood was in a helicopter was when she was being rescued from Lake Monowai. Yesterday she had the chance to turn her traumatic experience around into a positive memory with a scenic flight over Invercargill. The event is now in its second year and copies a similar fun day which has run in the Waikato for the past 13 years. About 200 Year 5 and 6 girls from across Greater Dunedin converged on North Dunedin sports fields for a have-a-go day across 4 sporting disciplines. The youngsters were encouraged by representatives of each code, with those trying hockey being guided by a gold medal winning athlete. Commonwealth gold medal winning women's black sticks player Maddie Dorr is among those offering advice at a multi-sports have-a-go day.
Oh yeah, it's pretty cool. I love coaching and I love giving back to my sport. I think I had a lot of influential people when I was this age, and this was the age that I started. So it's pretty cool to be able to be one of those people and give back to the community in that way.
Dorr represented New Zealand at the 2018 Commonwealth Games on the Gold Coast and says some of the youngsters showed natural ability during some of the drills on the Macmillan turf. Representatives from Football South, Otago Cricket, Tennis Otago and Otago Hockey have been working together behind the scenes for many months, putting this event together.
I guess it's been around about 6 months in the making. Probably the hardest part is trying to find a day in the school year where we can get a whole lot of schools together. It's not competing with too many things. And obviously the weather, you can't control that. All of the sport we've got on today is outdoors. So that's been pretty cool to get such a good day today.
Otago Cricket says the organisations worked together, providing tasters for girls to try a host of sports. Otago Cricket Development Officer Jess Davidson says days like this encourage girls out of the shadows and into the limelight in their chosen sporting arena.
With female cricket, the ways to go. There's females playing now 12 months of the year, so it's actually becoming a full-time career, and we're so lucky in Otago we've got the likes of Susie Bates, Katie Martin, and now it's their full-time job, which is great for the females to see that actually if you want to play cricket you can make it into your career.
The midweek event was well supported by a host of Dunedin schools from McAndrew Bay to Rudolph Steiner, Columba College and more. Of the 4 sports on offer, women's hockey is arguably the least funded. Otago hockey coach Tori Doherty says days like this can be available to all comers.
So if you or your child just wants to have a go, just come down or contact OTAGO'S Hockey and they'll help you get in there.
Jess Davidson says it's great to see about 200 girls having a great day sampling sports after so many months of planning. In Dunedin, the South Today. New Zealand Post is investigating how 1,700 items of mail from 2 central Dunedin locations went uncollected for the entire month of February. The National Mail carrier apologised yesterday after 2 of its mailboxes in Dunedin's George Street went uncleared for a month. Disgruntled customers told the Otago Daily Times the undelivered mail included donations, a sponsorship application and even wedding invitations. As well as apologising for the error, NZ Post confirmed it will contact some of those affected. Electronic records indicating the boxes had been cleared will be taken into account in the investigation. Close on 300 darts players from Blenheim to Bluff are converging on Oamaru for the annual South Island Darts Tournament. The event includes categories for both male and female players of all ages competing in singles, pairs and club teams.
The Oamaru Club was quiet when we met Darts President Jason Milne yesterday, but starting from today, local players will be up against close on 300 darts players from across the South Island for the annual darts tournament.
I'd have to look in the book for the official numbers, but it's always a good turnout from Oamaru, and we've got some good talented dart players here.
The South Island tournament has been held in Oamaru a number of times, and Milne says they've got better and better at hosting what is one of the country's biggest competitions.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be successful. I mean, setting up, it's taken a wee while, but we're getting better at it. Yeah, things are falling into place.
Milne says darts is growing in popularity, thanks in part to regular television coverage of events in the UK and Europe, which sometimes feature players from New Zealand.
A lot of the TV darts that you see, yeah, there's ladies coming into it now and on the world stage. Even from New Zealand, we've got different people going on the world stage in different things. Yeah.
The 4-day tournament is set to finish with men's singles and prize giving on Saturday. In Oamaru, the South Today.
Still to come on the South Today, a Balclutha teen is aiming for the sky as he takes on all comers at the South Island Javelin Championships, and a silent breakfast was held in Dunedin recently to drum up support for deaf awareness. See you after the break.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Hasn't been much of a summer, has it? Until now. It's hot, it's getting warm, it's great. This is the time of year we love this weather. So we have a lot of surplus stock and we want to clear it at real hot prices. 50% off anything that's short sleeve. T-shirts, short sleeve shirts, polos, everything short sleeve, half price.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
At Alex Campbell Menswear, get them while it's hot.
WRENS are OTAGO'S painting, tiling and plastering experts. Offering a free measure and quote, WRENS is a name you can trust to get the job done right. Call WRENS today on 477 9384 or visit wrens.co.nz.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
You've seen us in the street, now find us online. Check out shopon.org.nz. We have all sorts of treasures, from retro and vintage clothing to antiques, homewares and accessories. New items added every week. We're open 24/7.
Heaven Sent Pet Cremations knows that losing a pet is like losing a family member, and we have many special ways for you to keep their memory dear to your heart. From caskets, remembrance pendants to remembrance spheres. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 17 years. New doors, replacement doors and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team.
No Maya no, welcome back. This weekend, a Milton teenager will be aiming for gold. Ethan Walker is taking his talent for javelin throwing to the South Island Club's Championships being held in Christchurch.
Year 13 Torrey College student Ethan Walker only discovered a passion for the javelin a few years ago, and now he's aiming to be one of New Zealand's best.
I started off like any other person going to school, tried it at my school athletics, did not too bad, had the option to go to OTAGO Champs, did that, won that competition, went quite alright, got all the way up to South Island Champs, through there got quite a good throw, and then through a couple of emails, my granddad has friends, or actually family, distant family, have a lot to do with athletics, and they knew my current coach Raylene, so they said, oh, send some emails, ask about it, and yeah, and Raylene was happy to take me on board and get some throwing in, and yeah, so it was just kind of a freak accident that I just was kind of good at it.
This weekend he's off to Christchurch for the South Island Club Championships, and says his success is thanks to the long hours put in by his coach, Raylene Bates.
Oh, she is amazing. She's not too hard, but she knows when there's work to be done. She gets us into line, gets our heads down, and yeah, I wouldn't trade her for any other coach. She's been there since day one, and it's helped me get to where I am right now.
Walker's goal this year is to beat the national record of 73 metres at the National Secondary School Senior Men's Javelin. If he's successful there, Walker will then look to compete at the Commonwealth Games. In Balclutha, the South Today.
Guests got a taste of what it's like to be hearing impaired when they attended a silent breakfast in Dunedin. The event was hosted by Hearing Support Otago and aimed to alert people to the risks of hearing loss, especially for young people who use headphones.
Earmuffs can give a taste of what it's like to be hearing impaired. Hearing Support Otago hosted an event this week to highlight what it was like for those in the hearing impaired community.
When Catherine was talking, I couldn't even tell. I thought she was saying apple every time. So it's definitely missing out on a whole lot, and when I couldn't see the words, I was missing out on even more. So I think I'd definitely struggle with a normal conversation.
I suddenly found myself having to lip read, and I didn't realise that I could do it. I think subconsciously we do a bit of lip reading anyway, and the older you get, the more of it you have to do, because you tend to lose the top end of your hearing quite quickly.
Hearing Support Otago President Owen Gray says almost 1 million New Zealanders live with some form of hearing loss. She found the early years of her hearing impairment a struggle and encourages people to get help sooner rather than later.
Most of us, when we're diagnosed with a bad hearing problem, it takes us 7 to 12 years to actually act on it. And I want to encourage people to do that sooner, because the sooner we do it, the better the outcome.
The organisation worries that loud music through headphones is damaging the hearing of some young people well before the natural hearing loss kicks in. Gray says anyone who's concerned they might be undergoing hearing loss can come in for a free test.
People can come to Hearing Support Otago and have a basic hearing test, and that will give us whether it is normal for their age or it is down a little bit, and then they may need to be referred to an audiologist.
Former sound engineer and Dunedin City Councillor Lee Vandervis says it's important for people to use hearing protection in loud environments.
My message to everybody now is do not use a skill saw without ear protection first. Do not go to rock concerts and sit up the front without having something in your ears. Earplugs is a good idea. And if you don't remember to bring earplugs, there's always a bit of toilet paper or something that you can stuff in your ears, and do that if you find yourself in an unexpectedly loud situation, because 20, 30, 40 years later, you will pay a terrible price for neglecting the real sensitivity that you've got right in here.
People wishing to book a free appointment with a hearing therapist can do so online or by calling 0800 008 011. In Dunedin, the South Today.
And after the break on the South Today, Hollywood has returned to Oamaru as a Netflix series is being filmed in the North Otago town, and we have a look at the weather as we lurch towards the end of the week. See you after the break.
Inside are all sorts of innovations from all over China.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Step into Shop on Carol and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 17 years. New doors, replacement doors and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team.
Heaven Sent Pet Cremations knows that losing a pet is like losing a family member, and we have many special ways for you to keep their memory dear to your heart. From caskets, remembrance pendants to remembrance spheres. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today. WRENS are Otago's painting, tiling and plastering experts. Offering a free measure and quote, WRENS is a name you can trust to get the job done right. Call WRENS today on 477 9384 or visit wrens.co.nz.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Hasn't been much of a summer, has it? Until now. It's hot, it's getting warm, it's great. This is the time of year we love this weather. So we have a lot of surplus stock and we want to clear it at real hot prices. 50% off anything that's short sleeve. T-shirts, short sleeve shirts, polos, everything short sleeve, half price.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
And Alex Campbell Menswear, get them while it's hot.
to Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. For a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
Extreme places and extreme animals. But some animals are more extreme than others. Join us as we count down to find the most unusual and the most extraordinary on Animal Planet's The Most Extreme.
Thanks for staying with us. Yesterday, the jewel of Oamaru's Victorian precinct was being prepared for lights, camera and action. The precinct was being turned into the 1920s for the Netflix series called The Power of the Dog. On set were actress Kirsten Dunst and New Zealand director Jane Campion. Another star in the film, Benedict Cumberbatch, wasn't on set today. Exactly which scene or scenes are being filmed in Oamaru is being kept top secret. The film's publicist says filming in locations such as the Maniatoto and Alexandra has been fantastic, and they're expecting Oamaru to be no different. And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Health authorities have confirmed New Zealand has a second case of COVID-19 coronavirus. Around 200 Year 5 and 6 girls took part in a Sports Have a Go Day, with 4 sports being held across several sporting grounds. And making sure they're right on target, darts players from Blenheim to Bluff took part in the South Island Championships held in Oamaru. Time now for a look at what's happening in tomorrow's Otago Day Times. We welcome Mr. Craig Page.
Good evening, Daryl.
Hello. I'm good.
Good. Hey, we've got plenty of coverage on the issue at the moment, COVID-19. Of course, looking at a couple of local perspectives on that. The Southern District Health Board has issued some guidelines for locals, should there be an outbreak in the region, stressing that the risk of a major epidemic is pretty low. But Board Chair Nigel Miller said that hospitals are going to have limited capacity to deal with several and severe cases as well. So they're suggesting if people don't have severe symptoms, they're better off managing through their local GP and staying at home, rather than heading to hospital. Intensive care at the hospital, as you know, is pretty chaotic, pretty much 24/7 these days, and they're saying they wouldn't have the capacity there if there was a huge influx of people turning up on their front door. So something worth bearing in mind. And also this year's ID Fashion Show has also been impacted by the virus. Decision made to have the Emerging Designer Awards contested virtually this year, rather than traditionally the judged way with a show. There's competitors I think entered from 17 countries around the world, which has raised that potential threat, I guess, with people coming from foreign countries. The judging panel is going to assess garments from statements from the designers, plus drawings, photos and videos. And Natural History New Zealand's coming to the party as well. They're going to produce a digital production, so there will be something to see on show night as well. So yeah, a bit of a change for them, but I'm sure it'll be great anyway. We've got more on the story about New Zealand Post failing to clear 2 post boxes in George Street for a month. I've spoken to a couple today that sent their wedding invites out via that post box in December, and that's December, and they only arrived this week. They suggested they thought something was up in January when some people rang to say, "Are we getting invited to the wedding?" and realised that none of the invitations had arrived, so they get on the phone and notify everybody. So. Yeah, we've been back to New Zealand Post just to confirm whether it has in fact been cleared way back as far as December. They didn't really respond to our questions other than to say investigations continuing, but more to that story I suggest down the track. And finally, on the sporting front, 2 recent sports club forums held in the city where they're really looking at the future of clubs in Dunedin. Lots of empty club rooms around the city on a Saturday evening and throughout the week as well. Struggling financially and really just don't have the volunteer numbers to help man them anymore. So they're looking at what they might be able to do, suggestions that they might be able to, clubs join forces and utilise facilities. So there's a bit more to come out on that as well, so that story is well worth a read.
Excellent. All that and a whole lot more in tomorrow's ODT. Thanks Craig. Time now for a look at the weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
starting with the southern view taken this morning of a vibrant piece of street art opposite Otago Polytechnic in North Dunedin. Looking at the situation, an anticyclone brings fine weather tomorrow after a cold night with inland frosts, but fear not, warmer weather is on the way for the weekend. Starting off at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport are looking at clear skies and 21 degrees. Heading across to the northeast, Nelson and Blenheim can both expect clear blue skies and 20 degrees. Heading down to Canterbury, Kaikoura can expect the odd cloud and 16 degrees. Christchurch should prepare for clear skies and 17, while Ashburton can expect blue skies and 18 degrees. To the southern towns, those in the Catlins, Balclutha, Lumsden and Gore can all expect light winds and fine weather. 17 degrees for the Catlins, Lumsden and Gore, while Balclutha is due to be one warmer on 18. Heading to central Otago, all centres in this area are due for light winds and clear skies. Wanaka and Alexandra head for 20, Queenstown aims for 19, and Te Anau you're due for 17 degrees. To the northern towns, on the coast, Timaru and Oamaru are due to have afternoon northeasterlies and fine weather with 16 degrees. Looking inland, Twizel and Omarama are due for light winds and clear skies. Twizel 19 and it's due to be 20 in Omarama. In Dunedin, becoming fine tonight with an overnight low of chilly 6 degrees. Still cool tomorrow with mostly sunny skies, however moderate northeasterlies develop during the afternoon. A high of 15 and a low of 11. Fresh breezy northeasterlies are due on Friday with mostly cloudy skies, a high of 15 and a low of 10 degrees. And in Invercargill, fine and cold tonight with an overnight low of 4 degrees, fine and sunny tomorrow with light winds, pleasant daytime temperatures, a high of 17 and a low of 7. Milder northerlies freshening on Friday with high cloud increasing, a high of 19 and a low of 11. And that's all from the South Today team for this Wednesday. For the latest news from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz and follow Channel 39 on Facebook and YouTube. Have a great evening. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.